If you've ever wanted a display for your car that has good width, not too high, lower profile, and does a lot of things, this might be the monitor for you. So it is sold by TLYARD. They have this great product. Now, I've previously done some videos on a tiny little OLED display that's circular and went right there. But today I'm going through this new display. This is the T13 Pro. It is sold by TLYARD. There are many different versions of this, sold for different versions of Teslas. So mine is a Model 3 Highland. So I have the model that says T13 Pro, and has some indicators of what comes with, and then that's what it looks like. So let's go ahead and open up the box now. We got the packaging off, just like that. The box top over there, and then it should just kind of flap open like this. So the first thing we have is we have a power cable for CPU AMD Ryzen, which this is for the Model 3 Highland. And if you have a Model Y Juniper or a different model, it might look a little bit different than this. And the main differences are going to be the connectors inside. So like on the Model 3 Highland, there's an 8-prong connector that's in the A pillar over here. But then there's these connectors that go to the back of the display. And as long as you're only connecting up the display and not connecting an actual camera to the front of your vehicle, you're only going to use the blue and red connectors. There's generally a yellow connector as well, but that's for a camera that goes to the front of the vehicle if you also want to get that. And then this is the actual plug-in for the AMD socket as well. So we're going to go ahead and set this to the side because we're going to put that on that side of the car in a minute here. Let's get the rest of the items out of here. So it comes with a tool, which we need right away to open up this area here. We're going to be taking off this part of the steering wheel column with the display. I'm probably just going to mount it temporarily for today, and then we'll seat it permanently once I feel that it's all operational and working. And so the display will be in here, and then inside the box as well at the bottom, there is the user manual. So let's just set the user manual to the side as well. Let's get this display out. So this part goes on the steering wheel column, so we want to make sure that it's going to match up with our vehicle, and it should. So on the Model 3 Highland from 2025, there's no turn signal stock here. So on a Model Y, you're going to have a little opening here for your turn signal stock as well. And I think if you have the newer Model 3 as well, you might have that there. But for this model, which has the turn signals on the steering wheel, there is no opening on the side here. So this is going to go here. Here's the display, and then also has a little peel off thing here that goes across the screen. Here are the connectors. There's a blue and a red that we're going to connect. The yellow is for a camera if you purchase an optional camera that you can run up to the front of your vehicle and have a front view. I personally don't need that, but that's it. On the back, there's a USB-C port. Let's put this to the side as well, because our first task is going to be to get this off and get that all set up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to unplug my current display here. Just pull it out the back. Actually, it's a puck. So if I pull this off, this little puck comes off. This is also from TLYARD, and I'll have a link to this item in the description as well and on my website. So let's set that to the side. Let's go ahead and get the power cord out of the back of this. We're just going to leave this here, the cord, and we're going to go ahead and get this thing off. So basically what you want to do is kind of feed this in between. You just kind of push and work your way backwards. And you can see it's kind of already coming off. Just kind of keep pulling it up as you do this. And eventually you'll get all the way to the back. And then you want to go to the other side and do the same thing on the opposite side. Again, kind of get yourself some space in there. And just start working your way towards the back. And it should just kind of pop right off once you get far enough back. Now, one thing you might want to do is you may want to have your steering wheel out all the way. So I'm just going to go ahead and go into the steering, and I'm going to scroll this down, and then I'm going to scroll it up as well. and out. So I'm just going to push to the left on the wheel, get this to come out a little further, give me a little bit more room to work with, and then I can see what I'm doing, and you can just kind of pop it, and it'll eventually come off. There you go. And that's the old part. We're going to put that to the side for now, and we're going to go ahead and see about the mount. So to put this on the mount here, you're basically just going to feed the wires through the top. You'll have the red and the yellow on the right side facing you basically when it's mounted, and then the blue one goes on the left side. Just feed it through there like that. So you just put the screw in through the bottom. Should just line up and easily go in. So let's go ahead and undo the harness. Again, these are going to go into the display here. So we're just going to go ahead and plug the blue into the blue. And there's little arrows on these that kind of point you to the right sides to push it in, and just feed it in and push. And we can pull these out later when we get this all wired in properly. But for now, we're just going to test out the display and get to our A-pillar over here and get it wired in. All right, so let's do that next. So to do this next part, we want to get the seat back, and we want to take the floor mat out because we're going to need access to the A-pillar completely. So I'm just going to go ahead and go to seats and move my right seat back as far as I can. Right about there is good enough. And let's go ahead and go over to the other side of the vehicle now. This side over here, first thing we want to do is just move the cable out of the way, and we're just going to pull our floor mat out of the vehicle because that's going to be in my way. And then the next thing we want to do is there's this little trim that goes around the door here. We want to pull this off. It just kind of pulls off easily. You just want to take it off all the way back to this seam here in the carpet because we're going to be pulling that off. And we want to bring it up and off to about right there. And then you should be able to just pull this and pull towards you, and it will just come right off. Just set that to the side. And then you can see there's this little screw here. It's one of these little plastic things. And all you need to do is use this tool and get behind it. There's some spots where you can get behind it and start pulling it out. Once you got it out, just pull it out like that, and then just set it to the side as well. All right, so now we're ready to take our carpet panel off. So all we have to do is get a hold of it here towards the back, pull it up towards you and out. And that's pretty much it. We'll set that inside the car as well. And then let's go ahead and get our wiring harness set up. Okay, so you can see there is a plug here where we can connect this in. And there's also a power supply here. So this is the other display. So since we don't need that other display currently, we're just going to go ahead and pull it out. So here it is. It goes to here and here. And so we're just going to go ahead and undo this cable here. And we're going to undo this cable here. So normally when you get in the vehicle, you would have this plugged into here and nothing plugged into here. So what we're going to do is we're going to plug in the blue end here. And then this is an extra place, so if you have some other device, you have an extra spot to plug that in. And then this cable here is what's going to go and connect between here, and then the other end goes right in here. Just like that. That should do it, and now we should be all hooked up. So let's go ahead and set some stuff to the side. We're going to leave ourselves in a little bit of a what looks like to be a damaged look, but it's just temporary because I'm going to test this out for a little bit and see how it works. We're probably going to have to put this seal on the door again, just because we're going to be temporarily closing the door as we drive around. But so we'll just put this back on for now. Looks like that. Goes on there. come through the steering wheel column here. It'll come out underneath and we'll go across, and then it will go all the way over to the other side, and then it'll end up being wired up over there. Now, right off the bat, one of the things you see here is you get the tire pressures, you get your mileage, how far your range is, 239 miles or 73% is my battery right now. And you get the time, the temperature outside, and then also you have over here on the right the odometer. So in the middle here is your speed, and this is whether you're in park, neutral, reverse, or drive. And then you have indicators for whether your headlights are on or off, or your brights are on. Now, when you get this, you just swipe from the right here, and you can see there are multiple options. So we'll go into the settings first, and I'll take a look at what's there. So you have your general, so you can change your language from English to Chinese, and I think this is maybe Korean. We're gonna leave it on English. You have 12-hour format or 24-hour format. You have the steering wheel control, which allows you to control the display from these two wheels on the steering wheel. But you can also just turn that off if you don't want to mess with it while you're driving. Now, if you use FSD, that's one of the things that you won't be able to do, is you won't be able to use the wheels while you're using FSD, because it would interfere with full self-driving. You also get your choice of bar or PSI for your tire pressure unit, and you get your clock time zone here. So Illinois, so I'm GMT -5. And then you also have display settings here, so you can pick the color of your vehicle. You can choose Celsius or Fahrenheit for your temperature. You can choose the auto bright or manually brightness. And then you also have this wireless option here. So you can choose CarPlay or Android Auto. You can also connect this to your home Wi-Fi here if you need to update. And that's how you actually get updates to this. So like if you're going to go to software, you want to connect it to your Wi-Fi first and then go to software and do the updates. Now, I've done that already. It was pretty simple and easy once I connected to my home Wi-Fi. Now, the last thing here is steering warnings. So you can get warnings if you're not basically holding on to the steering wheel. For me, I've not actually seen it happen yet. And then you get your speed limit. And then you have audio mode, which is HUD or phone. So this is technically the HUD. It has the ability to basically play sound through it as well. But I'm going to use my phone because when I use this with CarPlay, I want the sound to come through my stereo, but I want to be able to see what I'm listening to on the display here. So that's what you can do. Now, last option here is the software. So you can basically, if you're connected to the Wi-Fi, you can just click check update. And since I am not currently connected to a Wi-Fi hotspot, it's not going to do that. So if I was connected to my home Wi-Fi, which I've disconnected it already, I would be able to check for software updates, but I'm pretty sure there's not going to be anything new since a couple days ago. So yeah, that's pretty much everything in the display. Now, this main screen here, you can see is what we went through already. But if you swipe to the left and click on that, it gives you the CarPlay mode. So just like in any CarPlay device, you can see your apps, and you have multiple pages in the tray, and you can see different views. So you can see like what you're listening to here. You can go food, drinks, or shopping on the map. And if you swipe one more time, you kind of get this display that's basically based off your device. So my iPhone has this set, and that's just giving me the air quality index, wind, precipitation, temperature, that type of stuff. So that's basically what you get. You get the multiple displays, you get all the apps in the tray, and then you can also switch. I think I talked about this. You can switch back and forth between temperature or miles and percentage, and you can click here, and it will take you basically to the list of apps. So just like any Android Autophone, it also shows you what your connection is for your cell phone. So yeah, it's pretty cool. It's a nice little display. It works really well. And it's very easy to set up. So you just connect to your phone to it. You basically connect to the device's Bluetooth connection, and that's all in the instruction manuals. Pretty simple to do. All right, so let's see, what else is there to show you about this? So if you have the wheel set up, you can also adjust the wheel. So if you go up with the wheel, you can switch back and forth between the displays. Now they do sell a camera for this as well. And as I was mentioning earlier, in the settings, there is a AHD on, off, or setting. Now, if you don't have the front camera and you didn't purchase that as part of your device, then you want to turn this off, because otherwise, whenever you go and put it in drive, it's going to try to bring up a display and it'll say no. And now you can see that when we're driving, you get this rainbow road effect. Here you can see also that we're using full self-driving. You can see the speed. You can see the speed limit where we're at, thing like that. Or you can set it to show CarPlay like this. Now, I already connected my phone via Bluetooth to the device, and that was pretty simple as well. Okay, so let's go ahead and open up the browser, TLYARD.com. And this is the screen here. So if we click on that, you have multiple choices. So you have the Model 3 2017 to 2023. That's the T12 Pro. The Model Y 2020 to 2025. That's the T12 Pro as well. And then you've got the Model 3 Highland, which is my car. So we'll make sure we select that. And that is from 2023. So if you don't know when your car was built, open your door like right by where the tire pressure is. There's also a date on there. It tells you when your vehicle was manufactured, and you want to make sure that you have the right date. So mine was manufactured between 23 and 25. So mine is the T13 Pro. And if you have a Model Y Juniper from 2025 September, or a Model 3 Highland that is beyond September of 25, it would be this option here. So let's go ahead and select that. I do have an AMD Ryzen, and then you can also choose to get a front camera or no front camera. And let's go ahead. Actually, I'm going to add both. So let's add one of these, and let's see the difference with the camera and without the camera. So I did not get the camera and wire it up. So let's go ahead and also add one with the camera. And then, okay, so here's the two. So with the front camera, it's $335.99, and without it, it's $299.99. And if we look at the order, and so I just wanted to see what that was. So let's go ahead and remove this one because that's not what I got. I only have it without the camera. And you can see with the code, QC Tesla guy, and it's $218.99 after my $80.99 discount. Well, that's it, guys. It works great. I really do like this screen quite a bit. It has a lot of features. Often I'm driving it with exactly this view. So if you like this video, please comment, like, and subscribe. And if you're looking to buy a Tesla, you can go to qcteslaguy.com and you can click on the link at the top of the page. There's a referral button there. So you get 3 free months of full self-driving when you buy or lease a brand new Tesla. And right now they have the new Model Y Long L, Model Y L. It's a longer version of the Model Y. It's really cool looking. I'm really thinking about it. And basically, it has 6 seats. You should go get one. It's pretty cool. And it's got a different color of silver, so that's another thing to look at. And the interior seats, they're not white, they're like a gray. They're pretty cool looking. Like a light off-white gray. So go take a look at it on the Tesla.com site. And again, thanks for watching. And until next time, use technology to drive safe so that you can live life.